tallied along with others from across the country. Now, these tallies will immediately update the mtyson.com webpage and will be announced and shown here live on pay-per-view during the event. Of course, your voting is for entertainment purposes only and will not influence the outcome of the fight. mtyson.com is also the place to learn more about these fighters. You'll find fight records, vital statistics, downloadable pictures, an interactive boxing game, and more about the interesting and diverse backgrounds of both Frank Bruno and Mike Tyson. With that, let's go back to Jim Hill.
All right, Steve, thank you very much. Well, it is nearly time for the main event. The 7 years between fights have been a personal and professional roller coaster for both boxers. And strangely enough, after all they've been through, Bruno and Tyson are at the crossroads again, and the heavyweight title is once again the prize.
$1995 was the year that put longtime rivals Mike Tyson and Frank Bruno on a collision course for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. 4 months after his release from an Indiana State penitentiary, Tyson surprisingly chose for his first fight Peter McNeely. Here we go! And McNeely, as advertised, comes right at Mike Tyson. Down goes McNeely! Seconds into the first round.
Nothing but brawn.
Tyson with a left hook, a right uppercut. Down goes McNeely again.
That's it. He didn't quit at all. McNeely didn't quit at all. His corner
didn't quit at all. He fought his heart out.
Despite the brevity of the bout and criticisms of the matchup, Tyson was pleased with his performance.
I received confidence from just being in the ring, being around the midst of a great deal of fans. I knew after I got out of that first fight, it was just smooth sailing.
The smooth sailing, however, did not last. For just days before he was scheduled to meet Buster Mathis Jr., the bout was abruptly canceled.
Mike sustained an injury to his right thumb that would preclude him from fighting Saturday night.
My objective was basically to fight, but the pain became too intense and it continued hurting during sparring sessions.
6 weeks later, Tyson finally met the light-hitting Mathis.
My thumb was never really totally healed. When I fought Mathis, I couldn't just wait. It's come from the McNeely fight, then fight the title fight. I wanted to get as many fights in as possible.
Mike wants to go. He goes to the right-hand lead, nails him with the left hook, and Buster ducks underneath the next left hook that Mike has to offer.
I was throwing a lot of left. I was catching with the right. But the punches are just being thrown. If they hit or they don't hit, they thrown to keep the guy preoccupied.
Late in the third round, Tyson finally caught up with an elusive Mathis.
Now Mike opens up, and the right hand finally dumps him.
I knew he wasn't getting up. The first punch stung him, but I know the second punch hit him off top of the head, and he was unable to get up.
Perhaps the most interested observer that night was Tyson's next opponent, Frank Bruno. Over the last decade, the hard-hitting Bruno had been a perennial world-class contender. Yet despite his many successes, he lost world title bouts to Lennox Lewis, Tim Witherspoon, and a 5-round brawl to Mike Tyson in 1989. And many wondered if he had the chin or the stamina to win the big one. That is, until he faced WBC heavyweight champion Oliver McCall in London's Wembley Stadium.
I was a desperate man for the criticism. I was 34, full-time fight for the heavyweight championship, and people were writing me off left, right, and centre.
And in front of 35,000 delirious British fans, an inspired Bruno aggressively attacked McCall, using his jab to set up a surprising array of punches. Well, so far, the round belonging to the challenger Frank Bruno against the champion Oliver McCall. Oh, a heavy overhand right by Bruno that knocks McCall.
Bruno cannot lose his concentration. He's got to keep that jab up. He can't afford to let McCall get started. As long as he's punching first, he's got this fight.
When you're fighting a champion, you've got to beat him and beat him very, very well. Take him, jab him, hold him, turn him around, do anything to beat him.
This is a question of consistency on the part of Frank Bruno. He's got to keep that jab.
Bruno continues to impress in his quest for his first world championship. As the fight entered the middle rounds, a desperate McCall launched a furious attack on his tiring opponent.
Oh, he just got hit. A right hook by McCall, who is beginning to come on. And that landed cleanly. No question, there's a difference in the attitude of Oliver McCall. He is now a different fighter. He's now a guy beginning to believe he can hurt and put away Frank Bruno.
Entering the final round, McCall could win only by knockout. Yet even Bruno's most ardent fans worried that their exhausted fighter would be unable to survive the final 3 minutes, once again losing the big one and squandering his last chance at a title.
Frank is dead on his feet.
Yes, I was tired. It was 12 hard, grueling rounds. But not tired to a point that I had to go to hospital for exhaustion. I couldn't stand up, raise my hands or nothing like that. But I was tired.
The winner and new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Bruno.
I was crying like a little boy, crying, which I felt embarrassed crying, but I was crying like a little boy when I was about 5, yeah. Got very, very emotional because I've been striving, working hard for 16 years. I'm not going to give it up that easily. I've been up, down in the gutter, treaded on, spatted on, disrespected, been through all that. This time is my time, it's my future, and I can't wait to fight Mike Tyson.
You are looking into the dressing room of the defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Frank Bruno, who got the championship from Oliver McCall last fall. And in a way, he really has the weight of a country on his shoulders. As you can hear in the background, many people hollering for Bruno, as some 5,000 fans from Great Britain have flown all the way to Las Vegas to watch Frank Bruno defend his WBC heavyweight championship against Mike Tyson. Well, Tommy, one of the things we want to talk about right now is styles. I'd like you to describe the styles of Bruno and Tyson.
Well, like Tyson, for example, is that he's not going to change any. He only does one thing, and he does it very well. If something isn't broke, why fix it? Bruno, on the other hand, is he's learned to work well off his jab, and I think that he's put on some extra weight, and he feels that's going to be a factor in this fight.
Okay, let's try and get into the heads of these fighters right now and talk strategy. What does Bruno have to do in order to hold on to the championship?
He has to use his jab from the outside, make Tyson fight from the outside, and he doesn't doesn't accept power punches well. So when he gets hit, he can't freeze. He's got to continue to move and stay off the ropes because Tyson's a great finisher.
Now, what does Tyson have to do in order to regain that championship?
Tyson has to slip left on the outside, weave on the inside. He's most devastating when he's on the inside, and I think that's what we'll see tonight.
And your prediction?
I think after 4, Tyson. Before that, I think Bruno has a shot.
I know you're ready for it, and here we go. It is really going to be something else. That is for sure. Now, the outcome of this particular fight will most likely end in a knockout, in the opinion of many experts, and here is why. Among current and former heavyweight champions, Bruno and Tyson rank number 3 and 4, respectively, in career knockout percentage. This statistic almost guarantees there will be explosives in the ring. Well, my friends, it's time for the detonations to begin. The WBC Heavyweight Championship is next. Back to ringside. Once again, Steve Albert. Steve.
Thank you, Jim. It's hard to tell if we're in America or England as we get ready for Frank Bruno versus Mike Tyson for the WBC Heavyweight Championship. Bruno and Tyson meeting for the second time in just over 7 years, with the former world champion looking to make it 2 for 2. Only this time a completely different set of circumstances. In the topsy-turvy, unpredictable world of boxing, it's now Tyson, the challenger, looking to recapture the title from the man he defeated in February of '89. Frank Bruno, now the champion. Who would have thought they'd be meeting again with Bruno defending the title? Both fighters, as you'd expect, talking big games, both extremely confident. The bravado flying, but all of the hype aside, what should we expect once the bell sounds? Will Bruno take it to Tyson, look to bully him, tie him up, hold and hit, as McNeely and Mathis tried to do? Or will Bruno, certainly more skilled than Tyson's last 2 opponents, try to keep his distance, working the jab to set up his formidable right? Power, strength, and determination have never been Bruno drawbacks. Stamina, stiffness, and a weak chin are. Let's also remember he barely beat an uninspired Oliver McCall. Tyson looks to be in great shape, may still be rusty, over-anxious, and wild with his punches, but all it takes is one bomb, which is usually what separates Mike Tyson from the rest of the division. As we bring back the fight, Dr. Ferdy, how would you evaluate the fighter's recent performances?
Well, Tyson, you can throw both of them out. It meant nothing. On the other hand, Bruno has very significant changes. He's learned to jab. He's learned to pace himself. He's learned to smother a smaller man as he comes in, put his weight on him, and make him tired. All of those things are big pluses which give him confidence. The last fight showed me a lot of Frank Bruno. Unfortunately, nothing you can do will strengthen your chin. That's his drawback.
And how about a prediction?
I think Tyson would be too much for him. From 5 to 8 rounds should be over with. It's just too much ferocity and not enough strength of jaw of Bruno.
I don't know if these fans behind us would agree. Bruno has never won a big fight like this one, while it's Tyson's first championship fight in over 6 years. Bobby, behind all of the bluster, are they masking any doubts?
You know, I know Mike Tyson's entire career. I know Mike personally for over 10 years now, Steve. There's no doubt in his system. He's just not made that way. It's not part of his character or his belief patterns. He doesn't believe any heavyweight in the world can beat him. He's always believed that, and I believe he always will. And there's no masking of any doubt on his behalf. Now, as far as Frank Bruno's concerned, he's either got a great career as an actor or he has no doubts himself, because I've seen his interviews. He's very convincing. And sometimes becoming world champion, Steve, makes you think better and fight better. So I think we have two fighters here who believe in themselves, and there's no doubt.
And just for the record, a prediction?
My prediction basically has been that Mike Tyson will knock out Frank Bruno somewhere between 5 and 10. But if Frank gets careless early, because of those absolutes we talked about earlier, the bad chin and the big power, could be earlier than that. But I think 5 to 10, it's Mike Tyson champ once again.
All right, Bobby, part of the gamesmanship of boxing is the traditional ring walk, and that is certainly magnified in a big heavyweight championship fight. The ring walks of Bruno and Tyson are about as different as their personalities in the ring. Let's take a look. Tyson always makes his entrances in steely-eyed, no-nonsense fashion. Even his attire, or lack of, is intimidating. In stark contrast, Bruno takes the theatrical approach. Laser beams, loud music. His walks are often lengthy, full of fanfare. While Tyson couldn't care less what people think, Bruno wants us to say, now that's an entrance. Tonight, the theatrics of Bruno will be missing, but he'll still have some 5,000 fans from Great Britain cheering him on. And there they are, with the Union Jack flag. The fans of Great Britain who have journeyed all the way overseas to Las Vegas to support their man, the people's champion of England, Frank Bruno. Let's go over to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you, Steve. Well, it is very quiet in the hallway as both camps prepare to walk out to the ring. Frank Bruno's people tell us he's been very still, very quiet. He's been listening to and watching the fights and listening to some music. Seems to be a lot more tension down on that end. Over here behind us, Team Tyson, as they get to come out. Mike Tyson has been pacing. That's normal for him. Been walking around the locker room, not saying much to anybody, but the feeling in here is that Mike Tyson is more than ready, and he's been very confident so far since his arrival. Let's go back out to Steve Albert.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. You will see a rare sight as the challenger #1 rated Mike Tyson will walk into the ring first for the first time since November 22nd, 1986, when he fought Trevor Berbick for this title. Tonight, he takes the first step towards unification again.
Heavyweight champion, call me crazy, but no one can fade me. I'm the product of the projects, lost and crazy. Throw your hands up, Mr. Bruno. Ride, Big Mike Tyson about to brutalize that ass tonight. No hesitation for the whole nation. I'll beat that ass so bad I'll probably violate probation. Through demonstration as I strategize information. Intent to kill, so it's real like a case. The world know I'm playing down. If I don't even what I came for, I'm reading out. Now it's my first round for the time. Second round for the media and the lies they take. The third round for the pain that I felt inside. It's recognized. I hope tonight will be time for the times that I spent. Second round for the media and the lies they take. The third round for the pain that I felt inside. It's recognized. I hope tonight will be time. Road to glory filled with thorns. Fluid thoughts from my brain and I trained to remain strong.
Mike Tyson making the long walk to the ring. But the American fans and the fans of Tyson in general being drowned out. As Mike Tyson will make his way into the arena here, he will hear the reaction from the British fans, some 5,000 strong, in support of Frank Bruno. The odds opened at 8-1 for Tyson. Now it's down to 5-1 for Mike Tyson. The over-under still 5 rounds. He goes down the yellow brick road here at the MGM Grand, and now he's in view of the fans. Better than 16,000 going wild as Mike Tyson goes for a world championship for the first time in over 6 years. And now we await the arrival of the champion, Frank Bruno. And here is the champion, Frank Bruno of England, making his first defense of the WBC heavyweight title, heading into the ring for the first time as champion, and without as much fanfare as he is accustomed to in England. The charismatic, endearing Frank Bruno, used to being the underdog. He's the underdog again, even though he's the champion. The British fans going berserk. Let's run down the figures as we check out the tail of the tape, brought to you by The Ring, the Bible of boxing. At 34, Bruno is 5 years older than Tyson. After that, it's all Bruno on paper. A 3.5-inch height advantage for Bruno. The big disparity in weight. Bruno 247, Tyson 220. 27 pounds heavier for Bruno, and the big 11-inch reach advantage for Frank Bruno. And to the WBC rules for this heavyweight championship fight. 10-point must system. 3 judges scoring the fight. No standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the last round. If an accidental foul occurs before the start of round 5, it's ruled a no decision. After the start of round 5, they go to the cards. So here at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, set for the official introductions, we go back to our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin our action at this time, I'd like to ask you to rise for the playing of the national anthems. We shall begin with the national anthem of our visiting world champion from Great Britain. Outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Now we present the national anthem of the United States. From Cleveland, Ohio, we bring to you a world-renowned father and son duo, Eddie Levert of the legendary OJs and his son Gerald Levert of Levert, to sing the U.S. national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, brought stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched was so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you very much to Eddie and Gerald Levert. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to announce, as always, on Showtime Championship Boxing, a donation of $5,000 will be made by Don King Productions and Showtime Networks to the United Negro College Fund, the National Hispanic Scholarship Fund, and tonight to the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. This donation will be made in the name of the fighter of the night, who will be chosen by a panel of expert judges at the conclusion of tonight's action. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the Grand Garden here at the world's largest hotel, casino, and theme park for the featured attraction of the evening, brought to you by Don King Productions and Frank Warren's Sports Network, along with King Vision, Showtime Event Television, La Cerveza Más Fina Corona Beer, and the MGM Grand. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, the President Jose Sulaiman, supervisors Edward Tungaraja and Juan Sanchez, along with the Nevada State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Dr. James Nave. Commissioners Nat Carasalli, Dr. Elias Ghanem, Luther Mack, and Crispin Rivera. The executive director, Mark Ratner. Our physicians at ringside, Dr. Flip Pomansky, Dr. Robert Voy, Dr. William Berliner, and Dr. Margaret Goodman. Timekeepers at the bell, also keeping count of the knockdowns, Al Bisick and Jane Broadfoot. Introducing to you our judges. They'll be scoring this bout from ringside. Anik Hongtongkam, Larry O'Connell, and Jerry Roth. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime! With the WBC Heavyweight Championship of the world scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing, introducing to you our referee in charge, working in this his 86th world title bout, Mills Lane. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the red corner. entering the ring wearing his traditional solid black trunks, fighting out of Catskill, New York. He weighed in at 220 pounds with an outstanding record of 43 wins, only 1 defeat, 37 wins coming by way of knockout. The youngest man ever to win the heavyweight crown, currently ranked the #1 heavyweight contender by the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the one, the only, Iron Mike Tyson. And his opponent across the ring on my left, defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing red, white, and blue of Great Britain. Fighting out of and representing London, England, he weighed in at 247 pounds. His record includes 40 wins, 4 losses, with 38 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he is making the first defense of his title. Please welcome Britain's favorite son, and he is the current and defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world. There is only one, Frank Bruno. Once again, Mills Lane, our referee in charge, now to give instructions.
Right. All right, here, listen. Listen here. If it goes, Mike, if it goes right here, I'm not going to call it low, all right? Now, you've already had your instruction. This is for the championship of the world. I expect a tough, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Any questions, Mr. Tyson? Mr. Bruno, let's get it on!
Well, Bruno may not be getting the money he thinks he should be getting, nor the respect, but he is getting the corner that he wants. They changed corners so he could be near his fans. And the first thing you notice, the size difference between Tyson and Bruno. Frank Bruno with the bodybuilder's physique, 27 pounds heavier, almost 4 inches taller, huge reach advantage, and here we go, round 1.
I'll tell you what, if I was built like Frank Bruno, I wouldn't be afraid of anybody or anything, but Mike Tyson is a phenom. Abnormal strength, unnatural. He is a walking powerhouse.
Tyson's trainer, Jay Bright, said he's concerned about keeping Tyson under control of the belt. He'll be very anxious.
Tyson down, ducked every one of those punches. They all went over his head. A lot of problems as to whether Tyson's going to come bobbing and weaving. He's certainly coming straight in.
Tyson camp said they don't want him standing straight in front of Bruno, Bobby. Bruno, a big puncher, also has a good jab.
What you're going to see is Frank Bruno grab Mike when he comes in like that. Every time. Every time he comes in, he's going to hold him. He's not going to let Mike do what Mike wants to do on the inside.
A straight right hand there by Mike Tyson.
Nice right hand by Tyson. And some explanation from Mills Lane to keep their heads off.
Bruno with the questionable chin.
Get off that net, come on.
He said he'll try to use the jab to keep Tyson away. He does not like to fight on the inside generally. But Bruno also feels he's learned to hold on, which he did with McCall. He is very strong, and he'll also try to tie Tyson up.
Something that's going to give Frank Bruno a problem. When he jabs, his mind is thinking backwards a little. If he's going to throw that right hand, he's got his jab into Mike and throw the right hand into Mike. See how he leans back? He can't do that. He can't do that if it's going to be effective.
He's fighting scared. When you jab and already are going back before the jab even gets there, you're too apprehensive. On Mike's side, he's not bobbing and weaving like he has, and it's coming in pretty straight up and flying through the air, which if you get hit midway there, that could be big.
Bruno continues to hold and hit.
Grab it, come on.
Quit grabbing, says Mills Lane. Tyson's people want him to bob and roll, be less of a target, attack from the angles, and he is on the attack.
That right hand buckled the legs of Frank Bruno. That's the first one he felt the steam. Well, if they were worried about Tyson's ferocity, they can stop worrying. He is fierce tonight.
The Tyson's camp feeling the key is hand and foot speed. The Tyson is just too fast and quick on his feet, and that Bruno doesn't have the foot speed to compete.
Bruno trying a nice uppercut, which was a nice idea, but it got smothered. It didn't get anywhere.
Bruno threw a nice right hand around the side of Tyson's ear and then a left hook to the body. Didn't seem to do anything, but it was a nice effort.
And anytime, oh, here comes Tyson. Tyson with a combination with 20 seconds left in round one.
He got Bruno's attention, wobbled Bruno with that punch. And this is what I mean. If he makes a mistake early, you can't fix a chin that was never great to begin with.
A left hook by Tyson, but Bruno comes forward. 7 seconds to go in the round.
Bruno in bad trouble there. All he needed was one more good shot. He'd have been gone.
Be first, son. You're allowing him to get ahead of you, man. Be first. So what, Mill? So what? So what?
Here you see where Tyson wobbles him with a big right hand, right on the button. Now you wonder if that was the cut or one of those charges in, because there was a lot of holding, possible heads banging, clanging. The cut's nasty.
Well, it's a nasty cut, and rest assured, Tyson's not going to let that alone.
A deep gash over the left eye of Frank Bruno, a nasty cut as Tyson looks to rub the glove in there.
And no, both of them are saying, Tyson was saying, he's grabbing me, he's doing all these things, tell him to stop.
Yep, Mills Lane trying to take control, and Tyson just loading up, looking to throw the bomb.
Frank looking to hold on at every instance. Anytime he gets close to Tyson, he holds on.
He's looking to hold him and tire him out. He's not going to do it like that because he can't put any efforts toward punching if he's just worried about holding.
He looks like a guy who's just waiting for an avalanche to fall on him. And fall on him it will, because Tyson is fierce tonight.
Tyson now showing some head movement.
Let him go, Frank. Come on.
Frank's got to take his shot. Steve, put himself in a position to win, take his shot. If he gets knocked out and he puts himself in a position to win, there's nothing that's dishonorable about it. But to just hold and do that for 12 rounds, there's no honor in it.
Well, he's not going to be here for 12 rounds, I guarantee you.
Oh, a left hook by Mike Tyson, flush on the face of Frank Bruno. Another left, and a combination by Tyson, and Bruno holds on.
Steve, Bruno took that left hand better than he took the first one. He seemed to adjust a little bit. He caught 2 shots there and did not react as badly as he did in the first round. Maybe the nerves and the jitters, he may be settling in.
The cut over Bruno's eye, holding up. No problem there. The big problem is standing in front of him. Halfway through the second.
He has no offensive desire whatsoever, Bruno. And if he doesn't, he can't hold off Tyson. Again, a little tiny referee and 2 huge guys.
Tyson looking to go back to work and immediately tied up, wrapped up by Bruno.
But Mills Lane is a heavyweight referee in stature.
Time.
He's taking a point away from Bruno for the continuous holding.
As if it makes any difference. That is what you call academic.
Less than a minute remaining in round 2. And Bruno continues to employ the holding tactics.
Bruno switched to southpaw there.
Just for a moment, switching to lefty.
It won't help him. He'll get hammered even harder.
Even Tyson's jabs seem to lift Bruno off his feet. And that's saying something for a 247-pounder.
There was a nice right uppercut by Bruno. Crowd reacting a little too much because obviously the Brits want to see their boy do something.
He has nothing in it. He has nothing on that uppercut. He's not fighting offensively.
Right uppercut there by Bruno, but doing no damage.
That eye is getting very, very ugly right now. It's dripping freely.
Yeah, all of a sudden it started to bleed down the side of his face.
A home run. A home run thrown by Tyson. It just missed. But Tyson is throwing evil intention punches. He wants to finish this off.
There's the bell.
Life, you're listening? You're getting fucking slower and slower. Now listen to me, Frank. This is all you fucking wanted. Throw the uppercuts with some fucking venom, and when you hit him, it's in hard.
So what?
Don't throw your hands down. The eye's okay. There's nothing wrong with the eye, okay? You turn the front of that face. Come on. Just do your work. Yeah, okay, right. Frank, concentrate on what we're doing.
That's not my job, mate.
You're getting slower, don't. Now come on, you know you can win the fight. We'll win it, right? Okay, don't wait for it.
Now let's take a look at where he got hurt in the first round. That right hand, that could have been a cut right there. See the heads go together? That could have been the cut right there. But Bruno was in bad shape at that time. He buckled.
In the last round, you see Mike rocking, countering with a nice right hand. Then here comes the hook. Didn't land clean, but there's more behind that. Mike threw a nice counter right hand.
And George Francis very colorfully echoing your words, Bobby. Throw the uppercut.
But he said throw it with venom. He meant put himself in a position to win. Throw it like you mean it and let's get on with it. And he didn't use those exact words.
Now don't disqualify for holding. Fight it out, okay? Now come on, let's go.
And more lecturing from Mills Lane saying, fight it out, stop holding.
You know, people kept wondering which Mike Tyson's going to be here. Which Mike Tyson is it? Pre-prison, better, worse, in between. This is the similar Mike Tyson, maybe just a little more patient, a pinch heavier, but I think he's a little more patient and a little more disciplined. He's got a difficult task in front of him, and a lot of people are going to say this fight doesn't prove anything anyway.
And this is what Bruno expected. He said he's not looking for the Tyson who fought McNeely and Mathis. Here's a combination uppercut by Tyson. Tyson laying it on, pouring it on. Down goes Bruno into the ropes. And it is all over. It is all over here in round 3. Mike Tyson is champion again.
And that is it. Mike Tyson is back. The Tyson era has begun.
I told you Frank Bruno had no chance because those absolutes Mike hits with both hands. He's got a good chin. You're not getting him out of there one shot. Bruno never throws more than one hard punch at a time, and Bruno's chin is very suspect. On top of him, always tiring.
Well, there can certainly be no doubt that he's back. He's back with all the old ferocity, all the old technique. He took care of business. There's no doubt that Mike Tyson is back as a force of nature in the heavyweights.
And Mike Tyson over to console Frank Bruno. I'd love to find out eventually what he's saying to him. Mike Tyson, his third comeback fight, recaptures the WBC Heavyweight Championship, dethroning Frank Bruno, who held the title for about 6.5 months. Tonight in his first title fight since losing the undisputed world heavyweight title to James Buster Douglas, February of 1990. Mike Tyson again, heavyweight champ.
Now let's take a look at how Tyson took care of business. Ducked under, a shot under the arm, in the legs, and from here on out, a rain of punches which buckled Frank Bruno until he was helpless.
If you let Mike Tyson get that kind of leverage with that right uppercut, you will not make it through the round, never mind the fight.
He is a finisher par excellence, and he finished tonight, and Frank Bruno had no chance.
A ferocious display by Mike Tyson.
Take another look at it. Mike lands a body shot there and then the hook, and then what he does best, he comes up, another hook and right hand. You'll see him rip the uppercut. There's one. He rips another one that doesn't do much. He misses. That one hurt. You would see the knees buckle if we had a bigger angle. Bruno is out, and now it's just a matter of pummeling and finishing the job. The coup de grace, done.
Well, it's been over 6 years since Tyson could be called a world champion. As we take further looks. Interestingly, Buster Mathis Jr. ended up staying in the ring longer with Mike Tyson. And there's the right uppercut, and the onslaught will continue before Bruno buckles.
Part of the problem with Frank Bruno's strategy there was when he came in with one punch possible, not totally, committed to that punch to hurt Tyson, to land it, but to hold, to put his arms in a position to grab Mike and tie him up, a la Bone Crusher Smith. And I will maintain, and I mean no offense to any fighter, it is more honorable to get knocked out in 1, 2, or 3 rounds. fighting hard and putting yourself in a position to win than to hold on, grapple, and wrestle and dance for 10 or 12 rounds and say, oh, geez, I went the distance.
Let's go over to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, with the time of 50 seconds in round number 3, our referee in charge, Mills Lane, calls a halt to the contest. He's the winner by way of technical knockout, and he is back, ladies and gentlemen, the new WBC heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson back on the throne, and he did it tonight with a combination of right uppercuts and left hooks. Explosive shots.
Those are signature punches, Steve. He throws a beautiful right uppercut and a tremendous left hook.
We're ready for the fight, Doctor. Ferdy Pacheco with Mike Tyson.
That was a heck of a finish, but are you back?
Well, I still always have room for more improvement, because I'm my own worst critic. Praise be to Allah. This title is for my dear mentor, Customado, my children, Mikey, Gina, Raina. Praise be to Allah.
And you said you could keep on going. When I came up, you said I could have done some more. Were you having that much fun? Let's take a look at the monitor. This is a finish, Michael. Now, it's super slow. You talk.
As you see, I'm just throwing punches because he's holding a lot, so I'm just throwing caution to the wind. My objective is to throw at all times, just to throw punches, bring him down with a Henry Armstrong effect, so to speak. Boom, that hurt him. He's out right now. And I'm trying to catch him again.
Don't stop.
But I missed him.
Don't stop.
And they're going to keep coming. Boom, there you go. And there's another one.
The best ever. The best ever. The best ever.
Well, champ, that's what they call finishing in boxing. You are one of the great finishers in boxing.
Well, I'm doing well. I'm constantly improving. I like to say one thing to all my people in IYC, everyone, the Islamic service, vice lords, folks, regiments, all the people that was good to me, Mr. Slavin, Mr. Finster. Right. God praise be to everybody.
All right, champ, one last question. Bruce Seldon, is he next?
Whoever's next, I'm
Bruce, you want Bruce or anybody?
I'll fight anybody Don King put in front of me, and I still have more to do and have more improvement to do. I wasn't my best.
Well, champ, from one guy to the other, welcome back.
Thank you, sir.
All right, let's go with Gray. Let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ferdy. Frank, first of all, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine, Jim. Fine. A little bit broken-hearted, but I'm fine. A lot of my English fans came over here to support me, but that's how it goes.
What was your game plan? It seemed as though you were content to hold on and not really have any offensive plan.
I was trying to sort of like slow him down, use my weight against him, but he was a fast guy. Very fast guy. I couldn't take nothing away from him.
Was he better now than when you fought him 7 years ago?
I wouldn't go so far to say he's about the same.
The cut over your eye, did it affect your performance?
A little bit. It worried me, first round.
What are your plans now, Frank?
I'm not too sure. I have 24 hours or 48 hours to sit down with my family, my wife, my beautiful kids, and suss it out.
You have been described as a guy who's like a toothache. You just keep coming back and coming back. Will you come back from this, or are you satisfied now that you won your championship after so many tries?
I've got to wait and see. I couldn't want to make no commitments, you know. I'll go home and sit down with my family and take it from there. I'm just disappointed that the English fans what came over here and the American fans want me to do a good job, but I'll try my best.
Frank, your assessment of Mike Tyson, how did you feel he did tonight?
He done pretty well, you know. He beat me, so he must have done good, you know.
Better than you thought?
A little bit more better than I thought. It's a rough game out there.
Frank, congratulations. You've been a good champion.
American people, career. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Steve Albert.
Thanks, Jim. Always charming and accommodating. Frank Bruno, now the former WBC heavyweight champion. So the question now, has Tyson finally silenced his critics? There's no question that he showed desire here tonight. Mike Tyson going back towards the dressing room wearing the belt. And hearing it from the fans as he blows kisses to his many admirers. Mike Tyson, a champion once again, makes it 2 for 2 over Frank Bruno and ups his record to 44-1, while Bruno falls to 40-5. So it's hugs all around for the champion, Mike Tyson. Well, let's take a look at the the unofficial results of our online scoring. Of course, this is all unofficial. Your chance to score the Bruno Tyson fight live on the internet. And how do you like this? Big surprise. Bobby Ches.
I don't know. You know what? No one shocks me anymore. That shocked me. I don't know. What can I say, Steve? I'm flabbergasted. I'm never for a loss of words, and now I'm at a loss.
I don't understand that whatsoever. But no question, who was in control of this fight all the way from the opening bell? Mike Tyson is. Frank Bruno just tried to hold on to him. That had to be a mistake, and now it's been corrected. No question about it. Mike Tyson taking the 2 rounds.
They've restored my faith in people once again, man, Steve.
That had us going nuts here. That was obviously a graphic mistake. Well, Bobby, your analysis with the help of the telestrator.
All right, we're going to show you here on the telestrator. We're going to show you where Mike Tyson is when he works his way to the inside, why he's so effective in his key punches, okay? Right here, you'll see the right hand that he's leaning to the body on Bruno. But what he does, Bruno tries to put both his arms around Mike, grab him and bring him in. What Mike does is rip uppercuts up in here. These are his trademark punches, and left hooks around. Come around the hands and come up through the hands, and you'll watch it as we go. Roll the tape. He comes up underneath. There's the hook. And he's going to come up with the uppercuts. He's going to work his way in. He steps around with another hook. Just throwing those hooks and the uppercuts. That uppercut, you see the feet come out from under him. That uppercut is such a vicious punch I can't begin to tell you. And he gets such a leverage lifting his opponents off the floor. The uppercut hurt him more than anything else. And it was the key to the stoppage.
Stoppage in the 3rd round for Mike Tyson, who is a champion again. And Ferdy Pacheco, the fight doctor, is standing by once again in the ring.
We got 2 days there.
Don, big night for you. You got blood on your jacket, and is the return of Tyson.
Hey, listen, it doesn't matter about the blood on my jacket. All I want to do is to thank all the people that made it possible. Frank Biondi, Tony Cox, Showtime, Jay Larkin, Roy Langford. I want to thank my lovely wife, Henrietta. Everybody that stood with us for 4 years. Has been a mission, calculatedly and designed. We went about our business, bringing Mike back. We had the table prepared for him, and now we promise to the public one undisputed champion to take the confusion out of the business. We're appealing to all of the organizations. Let Tyson unify the title, fight all mandatories. We guarantee you all mandatories. We fight everybody that's a contender or a pretender. It doesn't matter, but this is a mission that I feel this is the crowning achievement of my career, to be able to deliver to Mike Tyson the heavyweight championship again after 4 years of being absent. And all the people that helped to make this possible, we certainly are appreciative to it. And I must thank Something to Redstone for being there for us and letting us have Showtime as a vehicle, a forum to be able to use. Matt Blank. God bless Mac Blank. He's such a tremendous guy. He's a guy that works right along with us. He inherited us, so to speak. He was there all the time with Tony Cox, but now he's doing a yeoman's job. You couldn't ask for nobody better than Matt Blank. And I'm going to tell you something, Ferdy. We're going around the world. Undeniably, Showtime Boxing is the best in the business.
We've been on one trip around the world.
And we're going to continue to do it, man.
Where's our first stop? Is it Zeldin?
We don't know. We're gonna make a decision. We know we got a judge that has given us some type of order that we should. So I'm not supposed to say who the winner or the loser of this fight is going to be. We want to respect that judge, although we don't feel that he has no jurisdiction. But yet, the court and the system of these great United States, the greatest country in the world, by none, we're going to respect that until he lifts that off. We want to make an announcement right now. We are handicapped for our respect for the American system of jurisprudence. But as soon as they get that off of us, we're ready to tell you where we're going, and Showtime is going. It's a Tyson era.
Now, I know you're a judge of boxing. Realistically, how do you assess, Tyson's performance tonight?
Tyson was magnificent. Tyson, as I've proclaimed, predicted, prognosticated, this is something that he's better than he ever was. It is no such thing as he the old Tyson, is he rusty, can he do what he did before? He's better than he's ever been before because he's more focused, more disciplined, more devastating, and you see him waiting for his moves, and you see him in the inner fighting when the man is holding to go down, up, back, over, under, over, up again. I mean, it's tremendous, Ferdy. You're the fight doctor, and if you like Dr. Zhivago, you can prescribe the case and diagnose it.
That was it, from Dr. Zhivago to Dr. Jim Hill, who is waiting to talk to us, and thank you, Don.
And thank you.
Okay, Ferdy, thank you very much. Well, Tommy, wow, I guess that's all we can say. That's really amazing. At the beginning of our telecast, you said Frank Bruno had a chance in the first 4 rounds. After that, it was Mike Tyson. It didn't even get that far.
I think he went out there with that same thing in mind and tried to, turn it into a war. But I think once he felt Tyson's power, definitely saw the quickness, I think it changed his attitude a little bit.
It looked to me as though Bruno was fighting a defensive fight.
I think he started out to fight an offensive fight, but like I said, once he felt the power and saw the speed of Tyson, I think it reversed everything in his mind. From about the middle of the second round on, it seemed like he was trying to just survive there. He had the cut that he was worried about. So, Tyson was very, very impressive for me tonight.
Do you think that even though Bruno was a champion, that maybe he was a little intimidated? Because this is the first time he was going in to defend his championship, and Mike's been in this situation many times before.
Well, Tyson definitely has been in this situation a lot. I tell you, Bruno coming over here, the reemergence of Tyson, I think might have got to him a little bit. But, he's one of the nicest gentlemen in the world. He come over here, a lot of his fans followed him over, helped him out, supported him, and, he's got nothing to be ashamed of, because I believe he was in there with one of the best fighters in the world tonight.
Okay, we heard Don King talk about the unification of all the divisions and everything. What would you like to see happen as far as the unification is concerned right now?
Well, I think, Tyson certainly is going to turn around and fight one of the other champions, I think. The two people that you got to keep in mind is Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. These are two of the best heavyweights out there also. And, they've been on this on-again, off-again situation. I think that those guys need to step up to the plate or go to the dugout, because people are going to lose interest in that fight.
Now, let's look down the road just a little bit. What fights would you like to see from the top contenders take place right now?
I believe that obviously the Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis fight is something that has to happen sometime. But any fight that Tyson has from this point on is going to gather a lot of attention.
Man, it's been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
It's been a blast, man. It's been great.
Thanks so much for being here. You better believe it. Thank you, Tommy. Now for some final thoughts on the main event. Let's go back to ringside to Steve, Ferdy, and Bobby. Gentlemen.
All right, Jim and Tommy, thanks very much. Well, Ferdy, I got to ask you, Mike Tyson silenced the British fans. Did he silence his critics tonight?
I think he did. I think that was a performance worthy of the old Tyson. It was fierce. It was determined. He punched in bunches. He punched with the accuracy he wanted. He even compared himself to Henry Armstrong. He's a ring historian. He's right. He punched like Henry Armstrong. So I think he's back. I think the fire is there. The desire to become a ring legend is there. I think, in short, the era of Tyson has arrived, and the Tyson train has left the station to go around the world on many fights. And before I leave, let me say that I would like to apologize to my colleague for a jibe and a jest that I made, Larry Merchant, which I hope, being colleagues, he understands I was just joking. I'm perfectly willing to concede that he's much better looking than me. However, I'm taller than he is.
All right, very good. Now, Bobby Ches, that's a tough act to follow.
I don't know.
Bobby, has Mike Tyson restored his credibility?
I don't think there's any doubt about it, Steve. I mean, he was ferocious. You can see that Frank Bruno was intimidated. The first punch put a notice to Frank Bruno that, yes, not only my back, but I'm a little stronger too. I weigh a little bit more, and I got 4 years of hunger stored up inside me, 4 years of aggression that I'm going to let loose on you. I think the heavyweights were all put on notice today. Frank Bruno has been fighting better as of recent times than he did in '89. He was 20 pounds bigger and stronger, but only lasted approximately half the time.
All right, it looks like Bruce Seldon is next, the WBA champion. What kind of problems does he pose for Tyson?
Well, Bruce Seldon has one of the best jabs in the heavyweight division. Now, he also has a questionable chin. We're all going to have to, watch that very carefully when he gets hit. Does he have the heart? Does he have the resilience to come back and do what's necessary to put that jab back in Mike Tyson's face, Steve? That's the key. Somebody's got to hit Mike. Somebody's got to make Mike respect him. And right now, Mike respects no one. He believes he's the best, and he is a locomotive with one direction forward to the undisputed title.
Well, this was closure. I mean, this is quite different from the last time we were here, with Tyson McNeely.
Oh, yeah, it was. I tell you what, it was old-time boxing. Back in my blood, it's boiling because it's just like the old great alley fights. Excitement is here.
All right, that's it from ringside. Let's go back up to Jim Hill. Jim?
All right, gentlemen, thank you very much. Now, as promised, we have one more championship fight to follow the main event. Earlier tonight, WBC middleweight champion Quincy Taylor made his first title defense against the number 9 contender in Keith Holmes. Steve Albert, Ferdy Pacheco, and Bobby Ches were at ringside to call the fight. And coming up, our final bout of the evening, the WBC middleweight championship recorded earlier this evening.
It is a matchup of southpaws as we get ready.